PDP's People's Democratic Party has formally issued expulsion certificates to 11 prominent members, including former governors Nyesom, Wike, Ayodele, Fayose. National Chairman Kabiru Turaki announced the development after the NWC meeting in Abuja, explaining that the move aims to restore party order and end long-standing internal disputes. He noted that the decision has been communicated to INEC and security agencies with public disclaimers to follow. Turaki said the National Working Committee also reviewed party activities, ongoing primaries, court cases, and documents inherited from the former leadership. He confirmed that they confirmed the approval of Osun delegates' congresses and clarified that Senator Ademola Adeleke remains a recognized member and governorship aspirant. He dismissed reports of Adeleke's resignation, emphasizing that no official communication had been received. The chairman used the briefing to criticize the APC-led government over rising insecurity, stressing that Nigerians no longer feel safe in any setting. He also addressed cases involving the closure of key party offices and assured that the PDP remains focused on strengthening its internal operations ahead of future elections. Chizi, what do you make of this story? Now we have a factional national chairman, and also factional National Working Committee as it stands, issuing certificates of expulsion to the other faction. What do you have to say to that?
This is very beautiful, I can tell you that. I love what is happening now because, you see, firstly, it has exposed the fact that they lack dialogue, into this resolution. And of course, it looks like they've gone past dialogue and they've accepted to fight it out. I tell people that, of course, peace is not the absence of conflict. Sometimes you use confrontation to get peace if you want. What this means is that the party is now divided into two. That's what it means. And that having given this certificate of expulsion, like they have said, we will now know which expulsion will hold sway. That's when we know which person is holding the party. They have done that. Just don't forget that these people will also do their own. Don't worry. And so it is not a court that will not tell us which faction should we now follow as a party. But for now, they have done that. So I like it because it's like a gadfly, trying to bring up all of the gamut of issues into the court, and then we're waiting to see what the court will do, But I would have thought that what this quote-unquote National Working Committee would have done is to begin to go on their knees to every nooks and cranny to make sure that parties, when they elect you into position of trust, you don't go legal as if
guns are blazing.
Yes.
Trump's language.
Yes, you don't just start like that. I mean, this is somebody whose election is even in question. Of course, you know that courts had given judgment against the convention in the first instance. They have not really good out of that. You are now going again to do certain things.
Instead of trying to even make peace to see how this matter can be withdrawn from court. And then, they form a cohesion.
Sometimes I begin to doubt whether we are strategic politicians or not. Sometimes in strategic politicking, when you tend to stoop low, you tend to get the minds to conquer people.
Sure.
Yes, of course, you begin to move to them. But people like to do things as if we are too used to dictatorship. We are used to, giving out orders and thinking that it just happened. And we forget that, somebody was telling me, look, APC is stable. I said, APC has a president. Don't forget that. That's the president. And president is the father of the APC. Of course, the president can just come, call one or two. And this president is a politician. So he will always do that. So PDP has not shown that. This will have not shown that. I thought that what they would have done is, after this convention, okay, we have done this convention, don't worry. Let's go and begin to peg them. They're going from one place.
And see how negotiations
can take. Now you're going ahead to this. But this again is teaching us something. Until today, I never knew that they give certificate for expulsion. I never knew.
That's the first, right?
That's the first I've heard. I don't know whether it's...
Certificates, which means it's stamped in hard copy.
Yes. I have seen parties give, expel people.
Don't you think that, like you said, expulsion, but this is the first time a party is coming out to give certificate of expulsion?
Expulsion, yes.
Don't you think to a large extent this is more like, and it can be seen like the party is so desperate at this point? Recall that Turaki, 3 days after his election, I think, came out to call on President Trump to intervene in Nigeria's democracy.
Yeah.
That is one would say it's a defeatist approach, going by the fact that you vied for election, and before you vied for election, technically it's a milokon. So you knew what you were getting into.
Yeah.
You knew the crisis at hand. And one would have expected that you would have done your SWOT analysis to understand the strengths and weaknesses of the party and what needs to be done. And you already have machineries that you have, put by the side. I just need to go in and, But then he comes out and 3 days later, he's calling on President Trump after fighting over Wadata Plaza. One would now say, is that cluelessness or is that a defeatist approach? And then after that, they are now coming up again with this one to issue expulsion. One would wonder the leadership of the factional national chairman Turaki, does he have reconciliation? Apparently appears not to be his strong suit.
That's it.
It appears not to even be in the picture, which means PDP is ready for more fights. Because if you study the person of the FCT minister, he's not about to back down anytime soon. And matters are in court, and you never can tell how the pendulum will swing.
But even those who would have ordinarily wanted to bow down, by this, you have spoiled them to fight more. Even if they wanted to bow down. And like I said, first is to understand the fact that the party exists to win election. Yes. And you win election by people. Do you understand? The party exists to win election, and you win election by people. And this is not, it's like an NGO trying to expel people, not for conduct that, but so like I've said it on this platform, that for me, what I don't know, I know PDP is working for Tinubu, but what I don't know is the faction. Because even this Turaki faction seems to be working for the president.
How do you say that?
Yes, because if a party wants to win election, one thing in trying to win election is for the party leadership to show sacrifice, to show dialogue, willingness to accept looks and because everybody in the party matters. We have the losers value, we have all of the values,
all the values
that you need.
They are all values.
They're all values. So if you think that you can, at this point, you are expelling people with, when you expel Wike, let me not say it's missing word, you have expelled River State. That means you have said that people will not win River State, whether you like it or yes. I used to be one of the Wike's antagonists, but I know his strength, even in antagonizing him. I know the kind of things. Do you know that between 3 weeks, now, Wike has been in River State for 1 or 5 times, and he's not going for any other position. He's meeting with these people. Even in this PDP crisis, Wike is meeting with Grassroots. What do we do? So they're taking decision. Whether he is forcing somehow a decision on them, it's a decision they are taking at the Grassroots. That means that when you say you're expelling Wike, you
have cancelled that reverse.
You have cancelled reverse block vote.
Now, talking about, interestingly, talking about how this crisis is trickling down to the states and how it's affecting the states. Now, we have 2 states now, in the eye of the storm. We have Plateau State, and then we have Osun State. First of all, Plateau State Governor Mufwang, who already is willing to defect to the APC. However, the North Central is accusing Yewada of playing politics because he intends to run for governorship election. Now, interestingly, was early this week, PDP held a rally in Plateau State. PDP, I need you to understand this. They said they are the coalition of PDP across 17 local governments in Plateau State, held a rally. The reason for that rally is to urge Governor Mufwang to defect to APC.
That's something,
Isn't that so strange? What that means is, across the 17 local governments of Plateau State, they are waiting for Governor Mufwang to officially defect so that they can defect alongside him. Now, that means, to a large extent, PDP might collapse in Plateau State. You come to Osun State. You have seen what has played out with the primaries, how it was postponed. Adeleke decided that he's going to resign and he's done with the party. And now he's making consultations to see the party he's moving to. And of course, they later said they held primaries and another person emerged. But then when you're looking at all these controversies, the remaining states, the few states that are remaining, they're about losing them out. It appears that very soon, Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State will have no governor to govern as PDP's governors forum.
Now, let me even tell you the shocking aspect of it. It's not even about the PDP. There was a time where we had Tinubu as the governor in a particular party. He was just the sole governor. The sole governor. I mean, so it can even happen. That means that even when he was the sole governor, you could see that he was going around the country trying to put these houses in order, right? Now, in this angle, what Bola Mohammed is literally doing is to become the candidate of the party. I don't know what that will give to him. I don't know what that will give to him. Suspending, like I want to use that word, suspending, is if you suspend, I'm not saying that Anyanwu is not powerful, but if you suspend Anyanwu, maybe some negligible percentage of the people around him could be angry. What if you look at somebody like Wike? It's not just about bringing down the PDP in Rivers State. You are touching Bayelsa, you are touching South. Because Wike has a way. He was
instrumental in the emergence of Obaseki as governor then.
Of course.
That cannot be put. A River State governor was instrumental in the emergence of another governor.
No, see, let me tell you something. River State governors, that's why, sorry, I don't want to go back. That's why our governor was somehow deceived the last time. You know, because River State governor somehow is the center of the South. That's where the thing, you know. So when the governor came and they told him, oh, you're also a governor now, you know, he doesn't understand that there are certain things people do to be able to get that.
Consolidate.
Wike, as a person, is a grassroots politician. It's dangerous to fight with those who can sit with a councillor, the man who can sit. Wike, I have not seen a thing like Wike has the number of the world leaders, of his wards, of all the wards in Rivers State, including South. Wike interacts with, I know what is happening right now. Wike interacts, a time last week, I didn't come to this studio. I was watching, we used we did some research to know what can we do. Let's see whether this ADC is anywhere around in Rivers State, particularly. I don't want to talk about those places I've not gone. Let's see where the ADC is around. You know, it's not on paper. Because we are grassroots politicians. Lorisha, let me tell you that I have gone to the 319 wards of Rivers State 3 times. All.
I heard ADC is in Emoha.
What is it?
Emoha local government.
How about, it's a mention not from Ikure local government, so this is Ikure, that's like mentioning that. When we talk about ADC being in a place, it's not like somebody went and hired an office, assuming, or somebody said that.
Talking of the numbers, the people.
I don't know about that, but I can tell you that in Rivers State, it will be difficult for if ADC, except other political parties, just like what PDP is doing, you know, other political parties goes, then ADC can come second, and that the second will be like an 80% to 20%. That's what I'm saying. It's
so
not
what you're saying is ADC in Rivers State is audio.
It is. Because, see, if you notice, if there's anybody who should have been doing what Wike is doing, would have been Amechi in Rivers State. I'm just trying to tell you the guys, I don't know whether Wike sleeps. I just don't know. Because today, you see Wike in that meeting, in 1 or 2 meetings in the villages, and then the next day you are seeing him commissioning the project in FCT. And then the other day he's quarreling with PDP. He don't understand where he is. So the guy is, I'm telling you the truth. Like I've told you, I have gone around this. Look, I know how our people works. It's not by shouting. When the time comes, you understand that our people don't.
You feel that PDP has made a mistake with the issuance of this expulsion?
Not only the PDP, the man who even wanted to be in position, you know, he's a lawyer, he's a senior advocate of Nigeria. The man who wanted to be, who wants to be, party chairman, is behaving as if he's been elected president of Nigeria, issuing orders. When you are supposed to be begging people, I tell you something. PDP lost in 2023 single-handedly because of Wike. People don't understand. See, let me tell you one of the strategies that Wike was using. Even the Labour Party, where Wike knows that APC cannot win, Wike supported Labour Party in that side. In the north, I'm exposing. Wike supported. You know why he was doing that? If he does not support the Labour there, the PDP will win there. That's the kind of thing Wike did. Wike is a master in this. He knows. He knows what to do. Oh, no. PDP, APC cannot win here. Okay, let me allow PDP to win there. Let me allow Labour. Labour will not go anywhere. He knows. I don't know for now, leaders exist. People exist in a certain period. For now, from what I said, grassroots politician that I am proud to say that it will be difficult for anybody in Rivers State to say that she's your master is not a grassroots politician. Because there's no word in 319 words in Rivers State that do not have 100 people following me on my phone, and I know them. That we know one-on-one. I'm not talking about that I can say, let's go to here, and we go to here. I know what they are telling me. This guy is moving from this thing. Now he has a local government chairman. He has the councillors. And this local government chairman, they didn't just pick them up. They just sat there and picked those who can deliver. What you have in this 23 local government is Wike's. Wike can sleep in Abuja and this will deliver. I'm telling you, these people that you see, this local government chairman that you see here, are more dangerous than the former local government chairman that you saw. These ones that you see now, they cannot allow a pin vote to move. That's if you are going to come into that local government. So you see him still meeting with them, still coming. I was shocked that Wike can still look at local government and say, you are the local government boss now. How do we do your local government now? Can you imagine? Meanwhile, people are staying in Abuja issuing orders here. Who does that now?